My name is Joy Shillingsburg. I'm the Director of Youth and Outreach here at St. John's. And for 2 years, I have co-led with Roxanne and the help of many people in this parish, our adult formation group called Beloved Community. The old civil rights era concept of beloved community had a new life breathed into it a few years back when presiding Bishop Michael Curry developed an initiative and a curriculum for Episcopal churches to begin to do the work of racial reconciliation and building relationships with our neighbors. MLK said beloved community is reconciliation. It is redemption, the type of spirit and love that can transform opposers into friends. Beloved community is the love of God working in the lives of men. It is the love that may well be the salvation of our civilization. Over the past year, our 6th through 12th grade EYC students have been making these wonderful saint candles that you see on our special altar today. We made the candles to celebrate and learn about the living and deceased saints in our church. I love the idea of a saint candle because our former rector, Vicky, once taught me that saints are the people that God's light shines through. Preparing this altar of saints and writing this talk for our stewardship committee, I reflected on where I have seen God's light shine through the people of St. John's the most over the past year. And without a doubt, the light is shining bright through the people engaging in our beloved community work here at St. John's. This work began with a pledge that many of us took after the MLK Day of Service almost 3 years ago, with our friends in the Northeast End of Wake Forest and many partnering churches. The people in that room that day took that pledge very seriously and planted the idea of beloved community back here at St. John's. We lived up to this pledge of becoming a beloved community through prayer, study, discussion groups, listening to dozens, maybe hundreds of hours of podcasts, reading long articles that take deep dives into the issues of social justice and racial reconciliation. In my former life, I was a U.S. history teacher, and so my inclination to give long assignments dies hard. Watching countless movies, documentaries, and then listening to a few more podcasts. For almost 2 years, an unlikely gathering of a couple of dozen of St. John parishioners, young and older, would come to the table to discuss, listen, and learn about things like mass incarceration, school segregation, Confederate monuments, slavery, redlining, immigration, and frame these issues with what God calls us to do in an unjust world. God's light shines through in our beloved community gatherings. Many at St. John's have committed their time and talents to building relationships with our neighbors through the summer nutrition program, serving meals at the Hope House, hammering nails with Habitat for Humanity, and being committed to personal study and reflection about racism, privilege, policy, poverty, and justice. God's light is shining through them. Using the framework of Bishop Curry's beloved community curriculum, 5 of our high school students made a 5-day pilgrimage to Wilmington, North Carolina to study about the coup in 1898 and learn how this historic tragedy continues to affect the town and the people in Wilmington. The light shined through those teens and the 50 others from around the diocese who joined them. Many of you supported our teens in their work to build beloved community by reading the book Crow about the Wilmington coup d'etat and joining them when they returned from their trip to learn about the pilgrimage and watch the documentary Wilmington on Fire. God's light is shining through you. Your gifts of time, money, and talent have supported the work of building beloved community. Like the saints we remember today, I have seen God's light shine bright as we at St. John's build beloved community.
Good morning. My name is Roxanne Johnson. My co-leader, Joy Shillingsburg, very eloquently described the intent and focus of the beloved community. I thought I would focus on the emotional side of the beloved community. My husband, Keith, and I have attended St. John's for just under 2 years. We were initially a bit apprehensive when we considered coming to St. John's because no one on your website looked like us. We came and sat in the back, just in case we felt the need to leave early. Church is a place where all are supposed to feel welcome, but that doesn't always happen, especially when you are the other. We didn't want to be treated differently from any of the other members, and in most cases, we weren't. St. John's passed the test. We were warmly greeted, and numerous members interacted with us during the coffee hour, and as a result, Keith and I felt that we had found our new church home. Members of the congregation extended their Christian love and fellowship towards us. When I was asked to assist with the formation and running of the Beloved Community Project, I wasn't quite sure what was expected of me, but I pushed those thoughts aside because I was really proud of my new church family. St. John's was voluntarily taking on a bear of a subject in America: racial reconciliation. We were committing to a project that would touch some of us very deeply and challenge our comfortable status quo. It would require a lot of soul searching, self-examination, and letting go of generational stereotypes. We were willing to undertake this project when we could have easily continued in our comfortable way of life, not delving too deeply into caring about the other and how they were treated in our society. Our new church was ready to take being their brother's keeper to the next level. During the course of our beloved community sessions, we have gotten to know one another's thoughts, fears, ideas, and desires in regards to how we would like to see our immediate as well as the greater global community interact with all of its members. The non-judgmental and supportive nature that has developed in the group has fostered the open sharing of our stories with one another, the good and the not so good. I have truly been touched as I have witnessed a lot of positive growth and awareness in myself and my fellow beloved community participants. I want to say thank you, St. John's. Thank you for having the faith, caring, and commitment to undertake the hard work of leading the way in building a beloved community, both inside the church and outside in the greater community. You have been the Good Samaritan, not willing to let the wounded languish on the side of the road. Please continue to walk in love as Christ loved us. Keith and I still sit in the back of the church because, we all have our favorite pew. But now we sit there so that we can see all of our friends as they enter. Thank you.